The White House says Israel has agreed to 4-hour military pauses in Northern Gaza each day. This, when implemented, allows civilians to flee the besieged strip and facilitate movement of the much-needed aid trucks. U.S. President Joe Biden has welcomed the pause, calling it a step in the right direction, but said there's no scope of a formal ceasefire yet.
Did you ask for a 3-day pause to Netanyahu?
You know, I've been asking for a pause for a lot more than 3 days. Yes.
Did you ask him to pause for 3 days to get the hostages out for that?
Yes. I've asked for even a longer pause for some of them.
Detailing the pauses, National Security spokesperson John Kirby said there will now be 2 humanitarian corridors for people fleeing Northern Gaza. The agreement was later detailed by the State Department.
There will be 2 humanitarian corridors allowing people to flee the areas of hostilities in the northern part of Gaza. The first such corridor, open between 4 and 5 hours every day for the past few days, has already enabled many thousands of people to reach safer areas. The second route along the coastal road will enable many more thousands to reach safer areas in the south. And of course, we are continuing to work closely with our Israeli partners to address and remain vigilant about efforts from Hamas to discourage and prevent civilians from fleeing this area.
The Israeli military have said that there have been tactical local pauses for humanitarian aid for Gazan civilians, while reiterating their position on no ceasefire despite growing calls from around the world. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also addressed the pause while speaking to an American broadcaster. He said that there will be pauses in specific areas of Gaza for the coming days.
No, the fighting continues against the Hamas enemy, the Hamas terrorists, but in specific locations for a given period of a few hours here, a few hours there, we want to facilitate a safe passage of civilians away from the zone of fighting.
Horrific deja vu at play in Gaza, where thousands are seen leaving the northern part of the strip for the south. This is being equated to the Nakba that happened 75 years ago, where hundreds and thousands of Palestinians were forced out of their land. More than 10,500 people have been killed in the Gaza Strip since the 7th of October. Over 20,000 people have been injured and more than 1 million displaced. 1/3 of the region has been turned to rubble. An explosion could be heard in close proximity to Gaza's largest hospital, Al-Shifa Hospital. The people gathered outside the hospital entrance in Gaza City and could be heard shouting and were seen fleeing from the site. The IDF has meanwhile released a video that claims to give evidence of Hamas's abuse of the hospital. In the video, militant tells how the Al-Shifa hospital has been used for Hamas activities.
لا شيء مهم يعني شغلات مهمة.
زي ايش؟
ايش مهم يعني عيادات ايش مكان اي شغله.
شو الحسنات بنقل الاشخاص المهمة المسائل بسيارات اسعاف ومش بسيارات عادية؟
كنا غالبا انها بتنقص قليل انها بتنقص.
ايش مثلا الشفا فيها طابق بودرة ممكن في البودرة. شفا كبيرة.
اوكي.
مش صغيرة الشفا تبعها. في
بتخابوا في شيء. المسائل هذه اللي بقعدوا في شيفا منهم من حسب رايك؟
الكبار زي الصنواع زي هذول كلهم بيقعدوا هناك. الكبيرة السياسية والعسكرية كلهم بيقعدوا هناك.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.